Please take the word a member of our restoration team will respond immediately. Thank you. The National Basketball Association and the Dallas Mavericks are committed to a safe and enjoyable sports experience. We therefore ask you to refrain from any disruptive behavior, such as fighting, throwing objects, using improper language or gestures, hindering the court order, and flags. Spectators engaging in any such behavior are subject to ejection and possible arrest. Please report any violations to these rules to the nearest usher, security, or arena staff member. Thank you.
Tickets are still available for the next game, so purchase your ticket today. Visit the ticket counter for available games, or sign up for Maverick season tickets today.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special a moment here now to see the numbers for Mitchell Robinson.
And guys, this effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. They'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And the Clippers starting 5. Down in the block, it'll be Kawhi next to Zubac. Max Strus is out there with Mitchell. And it's Williams at the small forward position. And for the Mavericks, the star backcourt, Doncic and Irving are the guard set. Washington and Lively hold down the post for him. And it's Houdini at the 3 spot. So Doris, for a coaching staff, what's the best approach to the second game of a back-to-back?
For me, Kevin, a back-to-back is about 2 things. It's about maturity, 1, but you also have to manage both games. Look at the minutes of the first game and try to balance them in the second game, particularly when you're talking about your veterans.
Dallas shooting their first free throws here for the night. First free throw is good. Doris with Nowitzki and Doncic. The Mavericks have gone from one great European player to another.
And you could tell the 1 year that Luka got to play with Dirk, Kevin, he absolutely loved it. He got to learn from a Hall of Famer and a champion. What better way to start your career?
Now, here's Mitchell. And he really played well against Denver.
Well, this is Zubac. He's such a team-first guy. You find an open teammate, put the ball where it needs to be.
Doncic passes to Houdini. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. Houdini's got 5 points so far. Now recently announced, MP making some waves. He's gone a different direction with his new shoe deal.
And MP said the chance to get on board with Jordan, just too great an opportunity to pass up. He wanted to join maybe the most iconic brand in sneaker history.
And so it's Dallas with Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Here's Houdini. From down in the low post, it goes. 7 points in the game.
So out of the gates, 3 for 3, exactly what they're looking for.
Doncic against Mitchell. Pass to Leonard. Clock at 6. Lets it go from deep. That shot is no good, and he's 1 for 3 from the floor. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
As the head coach of the Mavericks did give me a few minutes to catch up. Now, he couldn't have been more complimentary about Kawhi Leonard. After some injury issues, he's now back to being the best guy on the floor most of the time. Coach said slowing him down is like trying to hold back an avalanche with a shovel. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Washington against Leonard. Pass to Zubac. Williams for 3. Can't hit that one.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
And when you look at P.J. Washington, his value, DB, lies in his defensive versatility.
Well, he's cross-positional. You can switch virtually every position with him on the defensive end. There's a strong physical presence, but maybe my favorite attribute is he's fearless. There's a toughness and an edge, and boy, you give him a big shot to take, he's not going to hesitate.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Marshall is checked in for Derek Lively. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Christie's checked in. Zubac finds Williams. Mitchell with it. Guarded by Doncic. Can they get it? And it's Mitchell missing. Mavericks leading by 10. Houdini passes to Doncic. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Shoots. Rebound by Mitchell.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
1:10 left in the first. Here's Leonard, and the shot goes down. Leonard's got his second bucket of the night.
Once Kawhi Leonard gets to the interior, this guy's so tough to keep from scoring.
Here's Houdini. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Houdini. Offensive rebound. Doncic. And he banks in the layup.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal.
Mitchell kicks to Zubac. Here's Christie. 9 points last game. Over Irving. Christie can't make it.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
And that one's good. Houdini.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Clippers trail by 12. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Here's Houdini. What a play! Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
And to me, the way you end quarters impacts how you end the game. It can go a long way between a W or...
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've been... For a different look here. Derek Lively, he's checked in for Griffin. Washington comes in for Najee Marshall. Houdini's checked in for Powell. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Kyrie Irving. The Clippers also changing it up. Leonard comes in for Kelly Olynyk. And Vince Williams subbed in for Max Strus. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got Christie. Vince Williams out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 2 guard. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, Houdini in that last game against the Pistons was all business. He had 42 points and, as always, was a force on defense, doing whatever he wanted at that end. Incredible effort on his part, and we'll see if tonight means more of the same. Kevin?
Thanks for the report, D.A. Greg, phenomenal effort by him in that last game.
He willed the team to victory through his talent and through that competitiveness.
Let's give credit to his teammates for continuing to find this guy. They knew he had the hot hand, and they were willing to ride it all night long.
Here's Doncic. Connects in the foul line jumper. Doncic has got 6.
Well, Luka decides when he wants to get into the rise and fire. That pull-up game on point.
It's hard to believe, but Luka Doncic is still in his mid-20s. Doris, does he even have a ceiling?
That is the question, Kevin, and I'm not sure he does, because in the first part of his career, he's been all NBA consistently, and we're talking first team multiple times. He's averaged over 30 in a season. I don't think there is a ceiling, Kevin.
It's Robinson, top of the key. Williams with a clean look. A three-pointer, no good. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against the Nuggets.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You can see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
Outside Leonard. 35 seconds left to play in the first half. And Lively pulls it down. Mavericks leading by 12. Here's Houdini. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Here's Christie. Nailed from three-point land. He has 7. Here's Houdini. And he makes good on the layup.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard.
And guys, I want to talk for a sec about the talent level in this league. In fact, I'd say it's never been better.
You sure about that, Ernie?
Now let's talk about that first half. What an impressive performance for the Mavericks.
As a team, you love a night like this when the game feels simple.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been a clinic out there by Houdini.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
Washington and Lively hold down the post for him. The star backcourt, Doncic and Irving are the guard set. And it's Houdini at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
That passing ability complements Irving's scoring so well.
And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, Kyrie Irving has teamed up with Luka Doncic. Kai says, he's a winner. I'm a winner. We like going against the best. That's where we connect. It's about how we galvanize the rest of the group. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. I've failed and succeeded at the highest level. And I want to get back to that place. Kevin?
And if anybody can do it, it is Kai. Title or bust. Thank you, D.A. Here's Houdini. 5 to shoot. Irving for 3. And it's Strus with the rebound. Clippers trail by 14. Outside Williams. The Mavericks pull it in. 17 points was their biggest margin.
Not how they hoped to start this half. 1 for 5, brick after brick. Let's start building the building.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it. One
thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Here's Leonard. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Luka Doncic. And Doris, what's amazing to me, if you look at Kawhi Leonard's production year to year, there's no drop-off.
There's certainly consistency to what Kawhi Leonard does. was. When he entered the league, he was a defensive force from the outset. And then he built methodically his offensive game. Free throws, post game, and now range shooting. He is a complete basketball player.
Lively high post. Pass to Houdini. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Houdini's got 8 here in the quarter.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for the Clippers. Christie comes in for Mitchell. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at the Rockets. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And when you look at the Mavericks, they've been sinking on this list to start out the year. Not what they or really anyone else expected, but that's why you play the game.
Here's Zubac. Knocked loose. Mavericks leading by 15. Down low. Here's Houdini. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, Kyrie Irving's creativity is indisputable. This guy can score it, but he is also an excellent passer.
Christie the pass to Strus. And here is Olynyk. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Max Strus with the 3. Strus has got a pair of 3s now here in the 3rd for the Clippers. .135 left here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Houdini. The Clippers grab the miss. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Now Zubac. Scoreless thus far. Shot clock at 6. Olynyk, a screen on Irving. A 3 from Strus. The Clippers rebound. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, Zubac knows his job, and that's to do the dirty work. Get into the offensive glass.
And it'll be the Mavericks with their first time out here of the game. And the Mavericks with some changes. Griffin's checked in for Jarrett Lively. Marshall comes in for Washington. And it's Hardy in for Kyrie Irving. To the middle. Here's Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
You're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Oh, and here we go with Marshall. Nobody back.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. And here is Los Angeles now. They trail by 16.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
26 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. And here's Hardy. 6 points for him. Here's Houdini. Drills the 3-pointer. Houdini's got 33.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
Connects from 3-point range.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling 3-point opportunities.
Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
And to me, the way you end quarters impacts how you end the game. It can go a long way between a W or an L.
And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Mavericks ahead, up by 16. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect.
Checked in for the Mavericks. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Here's Houdini. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Misses from close range.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Christie is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Olynyk. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Robinson in its center. Leonard the pass to Olynyk. And again, unable to change momentum here. Dallas has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Irving's got 7 points for the quarter.
Boy, you love to see that kind of fight from Kyrie, getting after it on the offensive glass.
Robinson sets a screen for Bogdanovich. No good from outside.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
Houdini, and it's Dallas with another.
He's the leading scorer tonight, being aggressive, and so far, no one's found a way to slow him down.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Outside, Bogdanovich lets the three fly. A rebound by Washington. Washington's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Doris, why is there so much parity around the NBA now?
Yeah, Kevin, I think the new salary cap rules have certainly contributed to what we're seeing in terms of that parity. Super teams are more difficult to assemble. The talent is more evenly spread. And obviously, it has made for a greater level of competition. What could be better?
Now here's Leonard. Pass to Olynyk. Outside, Bogdanovich. Here's Houdini. He's covered by Leonard. And that one's good. Houdini. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Dallas.
I like their defense tonight, and we don't talk about that side of the ball enough. You can really change a game when you get a bunch of steals and get out in transition.
They've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Mavericks.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Houdini.
Efficient productivity. You love what this guy has given to you on the offensive end.
And in nailing the 3 there, he puts a lid on what's been a huge run by Dallas.
Pass to Houdini. Shot's good. Marshall making the play. 42 points for Houdini.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Now here's Leonard. He's covered closely. Another shot. A rebound by Washington. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Here's Houdini. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing. And
keep it up, MP. Keep chopping wood. Son, you look like an MPC. You need some new threads.
If you're thinking about the future of this game, you're in luck. Please visit the nearest ticket booth or go to our website for available tickets. The National Basketball Association and the Denver Nuggets are committed to a safe and enjoyable sports experience. We therefore ask you to refrain from any disruptive behaviors of this body, throwing objects, using improper language or gestures, entering the court or interrupting play. Spectators engaging in such behavior are subject to ejection and possible arrest. Please report any violations to these rules to the nearest lector, security, or ring staff member. Thank you and enjoy the game. Calling all Nugget fans. Join us for our upcoming home game in No Strike Pool. Every fan will be leaving in the special edition
And the excitement already starting to crescendo, with fans gathering and streaming into the building. Hi everybody, time to get into it. NBA action, and for an idea of how the league is shaping up right now, take a look at these latest power rankings. You take a look at the Suns. They're building some momentum right now and aiming for a spot in the top 5.
You know, for the Mavericks, they haven't stormed out of the gates, but they're still in a good spot. They just have to work some things out. Still, though, a very impressive squad.
And now Dallas' starting group. The 2 stars in the backcourt, Luka and Kyrie. Derek Lively is out there with Griffin, and it's Houdini in at the small forward position. And for Denver, pairing up in the backcourt, Murray and Brown. Then there's Nikola Jokic, then there's Isaac Okoro, and it's Roddy in at the 4. Well, MP has told us that being an all-star is important to the way he wants to lead his team. And he's made it a goal to show everyone that he deserves that spot.
And so far, he's backing up his talk. You'd be hard-pressed to find a player at his position who's meant more to his team than MP. If he keeps playing at this level, I can't imagine he won't be in the starting 5 on All-Star Weekend.
Well, Grant, this is the time of year when these teams are starting to know what they have.
Yeah, B.A., sometimes it takes a while with personnel changes or coaching changes, too. But now you have a good chunk of games under your belt, and the camaraderie has grown. And B.A., he takes his rebounding so seriously.
This dude is such a grinder. His teammates appreciate the effort. Just goes all out on the glass.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Here's Jokic. After the Mavericks picking up a basket just a moment ago. Murray, no good. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Here's Houdini. The shot is good. Doncic making the play. Houdini's got his second basket on the night.
Offensively, they've been pretty sharp. 3 for 4 so far.
The Nuggets have gone 1 for 3 so far. Murray passes to Robbie. Back to Murray. Can they get it? It's rebounded by Dallas. And going against Denver, their first meeting on the year.
Oh, they dominated this team a season ago. They beat them every time they played.
Yeah, these teams were in 2 completely different categories last year, but hopefully the season series this year is much more competitive.
Now here's Jokic, scoring around 28.5 points a game. A very talented offensive player.
Yeah, slow start for them offensively, 1 for 5. They need to be more patient and find a better look.
Here's Houdini. He's got 5. The shot misses. Okoro, the defensive effort. Stan, we know Jokic is one of the best passers this game has ever seen at any position, but his teammates will dish it as well.
Yeah, the Nuggets, by and large, are very unselfish. It's part of their culture. They only bring in guys who are willing to sacrifice for the team.
Murray, no good. Dallas leading by 4. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Michael Malone and I spoke for a few minutes. I asked him how they plan to deal with Luka Doncic, and he said, look, we all know what Luka can do. He'll get his points, but we can't let him take over. We have to maintain our focus on defense for every minute of all 4 quarters.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Strawther's checked in for the Nuggets. Jokic passes to Robbie. Jokic with a screen on Griffin. Here's Robbie. Knocks it down from distance. Robbie's got 6.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look.
Buries it from 3.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop.
Now here's Murray. Against Minnesota, he was really on his game. Jokic with a screen on Doncic. Murray from outside, and the rebound goes to Dallas.
I mean, he's yet to make a shot this quarter. At some point, you got to look for other ways to impact the game.
Irving for 3, and Dallas hits again from deep.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
And so Murray will bring it up for the Denver Nuggets. They trail by 9. It's Jokic, high post, shoots over Lively, and it's Jokic missing. The Mavericks on offense. They're on a 15-3 run. 44 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And the basket by Houdini. 12 points for him.
Well, his offense is carrying them right now. And even with the defense keying on him, he's making great adjustments on the fly.
Here's Strawler. No points so far. Pass to Robbie. Jokic in the post. Covered by Lively.
Well, as a defender, there's only so much you can do when Jokic gets the ball inside.
These are his first free throws of the game. A different look. Timeout is called by Michael Malone. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. And while Nikola Jokic has lots of years left in this league, he's already an all-time great, Graham.
You know, B.A., not many guys have won multiple MVPs and a title. But Jokic has already accomplished so much. And with his size and skill set, Jokic can be elite for a long time and add to that impressive resume.
They've got Nikola Jokic. Hayden Watson is out there with Michael Porter, and it's Robbie in at the power forward position. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Here's Hardy. Give him 8. Lets it fly. And the basket by Houdini. Houdini's got 14 points.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Let's go with a 3. Hardy grabs the board.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
From downtown. Rebounded by Denver.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Pass to Strawler. Washington against Jokic. Here's Watson. 6 on the shot clock. Off target with a jump hook. 1:57 left in the first half. Here's Hardy. Checking his numbers. He's put up a little over 9 points a game. Houdini. Pass to Griffin. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. And now a 12-point Maverick lead.
Too easy for a guy of his caliber. The D must put up more of a fight down there.
Yeah, they can't let him even get into that space. If he gets good position on the block, it's trouble.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, Houdini in that last game against the Rockets got the job done. He ended up with 41 points, and once again, he was lights out from distance. A reminder of the amazing things that he's capable of on any given night. It'll be hard to match that tonight, but he'll try. Guys,
great report there, Allie. It was obvious he could do anything he wanted. A fantastic win.
Well, I'll tell you, he was enjoying himself out there, kind of like us here at the broadcast booth. And whoever was matched up against him wasn't enjoying themselves.
Yeah, well, winning is usually fun, especially when you have it going like he did.
Here's Strawler, coming off a 12-point game. Pass to Watson. Griffin pulls down the board. Griffin's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Houdini. And the ball out of play. The Nuggets will have it. A different look for Denver. Brown's checked in for Porter Jr. And Jamal Murray is subbed in for Watson. Lively, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Luka Doncic comes in for Irving. Here's Strawler. Fires in the triple. Strawler's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
This team looks to him to score the ball. They feel good when he's taking the shots.
Here's Houdini. Here's Lively. Uses the glass on the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 12.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Pass to Strawler. Takes a 3. The shot comes out. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. They just can't miss right now. Every shot they're taking, you assume, is going in. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
Hello, everybody. We're here to...
You have to ask yourself, how much better can they play? Good decision-making, they made shots. That's very impressive, man. And now...
And since we have a chance, let's see our award winners. Players of the Week. For the Western Conference, Devin Booker.
We all know what Booker is capable of. He can score with the best of them. One of the games...
And that'll do it for us.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. And Grant, we know the importance of the veteran leaders on a team, but not every vet wants to accept a mentorship role.
Very true, B.A. In your later years, that role becomes a blend of playing and kind of coaching. Not everyone is cut out for that.
On the court right now for the Mavericks. The 2 stars in the backcourt, Luka and Kyrie. Griffin is out there with Derek Lively, and it's Houdini in at the 3. Here's Houdini. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of them.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. You must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Body, no good. Dallas leading by 13. Grant, as long as the Mavs have Luka Doncic, they'll be a contender in the West.
Yeah, no doubt. Luka is the special guy who can carry a team. He's an MVP candidate year in and year out. And Dallas is just very lucky to have him.
Now here's Murray. Still without a bucket. Pass to Roddy. Murray scanning the floor. Okoro outside. There's the triple. Yes, and it's Murray picking up the assist.
When you get faced up at one end, you want to get it back at the other.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
And the basket by Houdini.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
So it's Denver now, after the basket by Dallas. Pass to Roddy. It's Jokic, high post. From 12 feet. And off the front iron, and it goes. Roddy's got 10.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
KBA, the Denver Nuggets are building for the long haul. Their philosophy has been to draft polished prospects and then develop them into contributors. They look for 4 qualities: basketball IQ, character, positional size, and absence of skill deficiencies. Ryan, the track record has been strong.
It really has. Thanks, Allie.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Here's Houdini. No good from outside. Nuggets trail by 16. Pass to Okoro.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Inside. Oh, he's alone inside. Jokic finishing strong.
And Jokic has a number of moves to choose from, especially deep inside.
And coach, such a unique player, multiple-time MVP Nikola Jokic. How do you defend this guy?
Well, Brian, if I knew that, everybody in the league would be trying to hire me because no one has found an answer for Nikola Jokic. He can just beat you in so many ways. If you're going to double-team him, he's going to create wide-open shots and even layups for his teammates. If you're going to leave him single-covered, he's going to score. There's nothing this guy can't do on a basketball court.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
1:16 left in the third quarter. Here's Houdini. Dallas, no good that time either.
Well, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
Brown passes to Okoro. Here's Roddy. Blocked! Second chance shot. The Mavericks lead by 12. And up the court they come. The Mavericks on the break. And the basket is good. He got it to go, and he took the bump. So a free throw coming up. An opportunity at a three-point play. A different look for Dallas. Washington's checked in for Lively. Marshall comes in for Griffin. And it's Hardy in for Irving. And Michael Malone's late father, Brendan. An assistant under you at Orlando, Stan. What a fantastic coaching family, the Malones.
Certainly is. Michael's one of the best in the game, and his father, Brendan, was a mentor not only to Michael, but to many of us in coaching. And he embodied the saying that he had forgotten more basketball than most of us would ever know. Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
Here's Simpson. The three. Drops in the three. Simpson's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Dallas on top, up by 15. And we're coming back in.
Get up on your feet and make some noise!
Making a switch here. And timeout is called by Michael Malone. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now.
Denver Nuggets dancer!
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone by.
I mean, he's trying to shoot his way out of what's becoming a prolonged cold streak.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Murray and Brown. Then there's Isaac Okoro. Then there's Nikola Jokic. And it's Roddy in at the 4. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. Out to the wing. Here's Brown. The 3 from Okoro. They get it again. Murray for 3. That falls. Nice feed from Jokic. Jokic has got 4 assists in the game.
Well, that's Jamal Murray's game in a nutshell. A score-first guard with great confidence.
And it's Houdini missing.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Here's Jokic. Shoots over Lively. Excellent D there from Lively.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Mavericks.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And with this performance, they'll have claimed their 8th win of the year.
Yeah, this is far from the last word in the season series. Still 3 more meetings between them and plenty of motivation to square things up.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Houdini.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
There's 49 seconds left. Left to play in the 4th. Murray passes to Jokic. The Nuggets with another miss. And the Mavericks with possession here. From deep three-point range, Nikola Jokic grabs the miss.
We all know he's a good shooter, but from that distance, I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's jacking him up from way out there these days. You want guys to stay within themselves.
Once again, an explosive highlight on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Murray, no good. And Dallas with possession. Here's Houdini. Drills it from deep. Houdini's got 41.
That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
And so Dallas takes this one by a big margin.
All right, you guys, we need to talk about MP for a minute. This guy is blowing up.
Blowing up? Hasn't he always been nice?
He destroys the eye test.
What does that mean?
MP is one of the best forwards.
That's right, MP. They can't stop you.
Welcome back to NBA 2K TV.
心情很棒，没有啦。
Man 的 Eric，
大家好，我是 Eric。决定分开拍，就是过去有些问题，一个友情跟 business partner 的拉扯。去年的我状态非常不好。
你觉得有一点点 depression 吗？
我觉得。
与神秘好礼活动完成。
去激活外援是取胜的第一步。明显今天米奇是被刘伟指导首先激活的。为什么？就是方硕，就是说为什么叫方超巨？就是你关键时候你常规可能没有那么多的出手的那个球权消化那么多量，也没有那么。这边吹无球犯规。
现在犯规满了，如果犯规，可能对方就罚
低位去做杀伤，就是要给你这个。
但反身也是被对面直接秒掉。再用大招，个人，而且莉莉娅再跟一个 Q 闪，只不过他是没有夜兰摇的，没有办法再睡。Elk 的输出位置保持的还不错，给上第4发低语进化去解一个减速，但又吃到对面的减速，架起了狙，一枪没中，第2枪中了，看到了塔赞交出了闪现，再来一个 W， 差一点点擦肩而过。
我跟你说，最恐怖的是你。